welcome to the DAT Extra podcast. This is Melissa Hart. Today, we're talking to the Kruse boys. They're having a springtime showcase sale on May 3rd and 4th. May 3rd at 6 p.m. is the genomic sale, and on May 4th at 10:30 a.m. is the type sale. It all happens at the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Manchester, Iowa. You can find details, the online catalog, all of the information when you click on their link in the featured sales list or on their banner ad. And in case you were wondering where KCCK comes from, it's for Kaleb, Cole, and Carter Kruse. This is going to be a fun sale. Let's listen to what they had to say about the KCCK Genetics Springtime Showcase with Kaleb, Cole, and Carter Kruse. Kaleb, so you've been doing a lot of changes. I know we spoke at the South Carolina State Fair last fall. There were a lot of things that were going on at your place at that point. Everything wasn't finished yet, but it sounded pretty exciting. So why don't you tell us what's going on with all the changes on the farm?
Yeah, first off, thank you, Melissa, for having us on this podcast. We're extremely excited to give the overview of our farm and what's happening, and then also kind of give you a preview of what's happening for our sale. Kind of what's going on our farm right now. We decided to build 2 facilities that we're pretty excited about. So we built one facility for strictly show cattle and boarding and housing animals to help people merchandise or maximize their success on the animals that they purchase from sales, or if they're just strictly IVFing and flushing that animal. So that facility holds about 35 to 40 head normally. We built another facility that looks identical to the show facility, and that's just mainly for our wean calves and other stock that is going into for our main dairy. However, we are using that facility to help people with flush animals or help people get preparation for their sale consignments for our sale and other sales across the United States.
Are you a satellite for any specific company?
So we live pretty close to a Transova satellite facility. That's about 10 minutes away. And then we have a Vitality facility that is about 20 minutes away from our farm as well. So we can utilize both facilities as well. And I forgot to add too, Melissa, another special piece that we just added to our operation is we're starting to bottle and sell raw milk off of our farm that Carter's going to start taking over for our dairy. So we're extremely happy to kind of start that business venture as well.
Oh my goodness, there is a lot going on. That's a good thing there's 3 of you. So Carter, you're going to start this creamery. Tell us about that. Is that your entire role, or what else are you going to be in charge of on the farm?
So on my main role on the farm, I take care of and manage all of our baby calves that are born, our ET calves and stuff like that. I normally take care of that before and after work, my full-time job that I have. We just started this raw milk. This is supposed to be something new to us and different, so we're going to see how it goes. Sounds like it's supposed to be a pretty good turnout, and hopefully everything goes good.
So how far into that are you?
We just advertise it and just starting it right now. We're still trying to figure some stuff in right now and make sure we got everything, all of our ducks in line, and make sure everything is A-okay and we're on the right track for this.
Do you have the equipment ready?
We got everything pretty much ready to go. The only thing we're waiting on right now is the finalizing of our labels for our bottles that we are finishing up on. As of right now, everything else is done.
Cole, what's your role in the whole farm enterprise?
So my role for the farm is I kind of manage the milking herd with my dad. My dad is on the farm obviously full time and stays pretty busy doing that. So I help him either milk cows, make breeding decisions, IVF decisions, what sires to use, what's the best mating for us to make the better quality calf for us to produce good offspring in our herd or higher numbers. So right now we're milking 97 cows. We keep pretty busy doing that. I also help my younger brother do whatever he needs, bedding calves, bedding the wean bar, feeding the wean bar. I help with Kaleb. He does all the show heifers stuff. So whatever he needs help with, whether if he's gone a day, I need to feed heifers. But most of the time I'm there to help him wash heifers, do whatever needs to be done that way, and whatever vaccinations need to be done. I do help my good friend Reagan Demmer, him help trim up the farm once in a while. We stay pretty busy around the farm between our IVF schedules and everything else. So
That sounds crazy busy over there. You sidetracked me with this raw milk thing. I didn't know that was on the radar. So I got one more question about that. Do you have an idea of how much you think is going to be sold as raw milk and how much you're going to sell to a co-op?
So we have 2 different facilities, 2 different addresses. So that's how we're able to sell our own raw milk and still sell grade A milk to our milk company that we're able to do, Melissa. And as of right now, for our raw milk, we're starting out with 3 A2 cows and pretty much have most of our products sold out of them 3 cows right now once we start.
I like hearing how farms are able to diversify and to keep you guys on the farm. Obviously, family farms are a great thing to have, and for all 3 of you young men to be there on the farm is huge, but that also means you have to diversify. So that's fantastic that you guys are finding that way and carving your niche into that. So, okay, let's get back to the sale. Kaleb, what was the impetus for the sale?
Yeah, so over the years, Melissa, we kind of focused on, the high genomic animals within our herd, but we also focused on and had great success in the show ring. So we were very fortunate over the years to purchase some animals that participated and did really well in the show ring, and we decided to IVF and flush those animals. So once we started doing that, we created a bunch of offspring, and it's one of those things where it's hard to sell 30 winter calves in 1 year and 50 fall calves or vice versa. So we decided that it would be best for our farm and basically marketing selling our animals is to have our own sale and also go out and get some great consignments to be great highlights for our sale as well. So we're super excited for it. It's going to be a really unique opportunity. It's kind of nice that we've been working alongside this as a family. My 2 younger brothers and my mom and my dad, and, we have a great support staff here, and it's just been an awesome opportunity to work alongside of that. So,
what percentage of the offering will be animals that you guys have raised?
So when we're kind of going out and selecting, we're probably going to sell about 25 to 30 of our own within our sale, and that's between embryo lots, live lots, and we're looking forward to it, especially selling that many head off of our farm. Over the years, when we were extremely younger, we watched Mom and Dad have 2 successful production sales, and primarily those were all Ayrshires. So watching them have success kind of fueled a passion to all of us in our family to want to follow in Mom and Dad's footsteps to go ahead and try this on our own and have our own little deal, and hopefully that it works out good, and we're excited. The consigners that we stepped foot on farms and the people that we networked and reached out to, it's been so humbling and a rewarding experience. We were a little timid at times walking onto some farms that we didn't know, especially I'm going to be 26, Cole's 24, and Carter's going to be 21, 22 in June. So we're extremely young, and it was very, very rewarding and humbling to see people willing to consign and support, especially being so young and putting on a sale like this. So
how many breeds are you going to be selling?
Yeah, so we're selling every breed on the sale. Real quick numbers. For live animals, we're going to have 23 Holsteins. We're going to have 16 red and whites. We're going to have 26 Jerseys, 12 Ayrshires, 11 Brown Swiss, 7 Guernseys, 6 Milking Shorthorns. So about 104 total live lots, 13 choices, 8 embryos, and 1 IVF session. So we're extremely excited for the number and the quality that we put together for the sale.
How exciting for people that are looking for anything. That's wonderful.
The whole process, Melissa, of us being able to get consignments, it was pretty fun. We reached out to a lot of close friends to us or people within the dairy industry that we looked up to over the years. And especially being so young, a lot of those guys were role models and kind of feel the passion for us to compete in the show ring and want to take our show ring success to the next level. And I know we drove in a snowstorm in Ohio with a close family friend of ours, Preston Sheets. We went out and toured Ohio, and next thing we know, we got hit by a blizzard within 30 minutes of us being in Ohio. So we basically crawled around Ohio in a car, getting to Spring Hill, Triple T, and Ackley's, and all those great farms out there in Ohio. So we were extremely excited to go ahead and be able to experience that with Preston. And then, we went up in Minnesota in January, and we know how it is in January in Minnesota. It was pretty cold. I think we kind of got a little bit of frostbite doing that, but it was a great experience. And then Cole and Carter went down to Missouri, and with some close friends, and they had a good time, went out and networked with them, and obviously that was probably the warmest trip that they all took. But no, we're extremely excited, and sometimes it was just nice and rewarding just to be able to step foot on the farms, even that if we didn't get a consignment from them, it was still nice to network and see how people work in their facilities and what benefits they can bring to help us better for our sale, but also help better our livestock or cared for our animals. So we're extremely excited about all those experiences when we're selecting cattle for our sale.
That can be a lot of fun, going into all the different herds and seeing how people do it differently.
It was a very cool experience. At the end of the day, we're all in the dairy industry, and we all want to put a wholesome product on our consumer's table, but everybody does everything different, and it's just a unique opportunity to see everything.
Okay. So I know that probably there's going to be some kids there that come and buy. Are you offering any post-sale help with these kids that are taking these calves maybe to their county fair or to their state fair?
Yeah, Melissa, we've always kind of prided ourselves on always wanting to help individuals throughout the show industry, especially young kids, because, you know, the whole dairy industry as a whole keeps getting smaller and smaller. So as we keep on breeding and selling animals, we want to make sure that those kids have the most success as possible. And that's kind of what fueled our passion as the boarding facility as well. We all know that everybody doesn't milk anymore. So if we're able to offer service for kids to show their passion within agriculture, we're definitely willing to help that out. I know we've sold animals in the years past that we've offered to get the animals prepped and clipped at our state fair and stuff like that, especially when it comes to national shows, just making sure that the animals are filled properly and taken care of properly. I always tell people too, when we sell them, and it's always nice when I tell them every week, 2 weeks, they want to snap us a picture of the animal, send it to Cole and I to make sure that the nutrition's right, the body condition's right, and that the heifers are growing always efficiently as possible. And we're also extremely excited. We're offering a showmanship clinic with the day of our sale in the morning. Have kids come there, and Katie Coyne's going to put that on for them. She's going to be around and available to ask questions as well. So we're extremely excited about that. Katie Coyne's willing to come out and put on a showmanship clinic for us as well. And then also been involved and helped our kids out. I'm one of the dairy judging coaches here in our county too. So, you know, we're helping some kids select proper animals and make sure that they know what quality feet and legs is obviously big, and you know, sometimes the biggest heifer doesn't always have to win. So just be able to talk to those kids and help make their selections, and just kind of add that little bit of expertise as well has kind of been very beneficial. There's
a lot of cattle in this sale, and there are a lot of sales that are going on this spring. I don't know as I've seen as many sales happen as there are this year and continuing on into summertime. What kind of a sale do you think the industry needs right now?
Yeah, so being able to work with cow buyers kind of opened my eyes to the industry a little bit, especially on the sales side of it, Melissa. You know, obviously the industry that, for me, I think you can't beat the atmosphere of live sale. And the reason I say that is because it's more of the personal level and be able to interact with so many different industry professionals. And we all know how it gets. Sometimes we get busy on the farm and don't make time to see those special people in our lives. And a live sale is a great excuse to go ahead and get everybody kind of co-mingled for a little bit of time throughout the day. And you can just tell the happiness the joy that it brings to people. And also, I think it's kind of something about just sitting there in the atmosphere and the act of bidding on a live sale too. You know, you always get kind of a little bit of an energy high, I should say, especially when the auctioneer keeps going and the pedigree guy keeps reading, and then you get the ring man involved. I mean, there's so many different parameters on a live sale that you can't beat. Now, on the other side of it, working with Cow Buyer, I do think the industry has done a really better job of having more of a live sale, you know, and utilizing Cow Buyer and the online auction services as well. You know, Cole, Carter, and I, we definitely grew up showing livestock as well. So to be able to see that kind of how they involved of having show hog sales and having the ability to market animals just by taking a picture and putting a description online, you know, and we purchased several pigs that way. I know a lot of people purchase goats, beef, and many different other species as well. So as the dairy industry keeps evolving in the sale industry as well, I think it's kind of nice that we are more evolving into the more of online setting and kind of having all the lots open at once so everybody can get an opportunity at bidding every single lot. So it's been a cool experience, and I think that's kind of where the industry is heading as the sales progress.
Yeah, sales, back in the day, sales were an event. They were a social event because, before the internet, which is before you children were even born. But anyway, they were an event. It was a social thing. It was, you didn't necessarily weren't going because you wanted to buy something. You were going because you wanted to see your neighbors and see what was going on. Although I believe cow buyer and online bidding platforms are a necessary part of any sale, I also think that it is nice to have a live sale and have, like you said, the excitement and the energy of the day and the emotions and just being there and seeing the people and, and especially those kids, when they buy something, it's so exciting for them. And so, yeah, I think live sales are coming back. I think we kind of waned, there for a while when we did the online thing. And I think now live sales are coming back and people are wanting to go and be there in person. So I think that's really important. And this sounds like it's going to be a good one. Okay, who's going to be your auctioneer?
Lynn Lee is going to go ahead and be our auctioneer for this sale. Lynn Lee's been a good friend of mine. He actually kind of got me, I wouldn't say addicted to the auction industry. At a very young age, one of Mom and Dad's last production sales, he allowed me to sell an animal in the auction block with them, and kind of kept on making sure that I pursued the auction industry and tried auctioneering. It's certainly interesting. Lynn's always been a good family friend of us, too. He's always willing to help us boys with whatever. He don't have any kids on our own, so he tells us that we're his kids once in a while. So it's always nice to be able to hang out with him and call him a close family friend.
Absolutely. Who will be reading the pedigrees?
So actually, I will be reading the pedigrees for our sale, Melissa. So I'm extremely excited about that. And I've had some opportunities to read pedigrees at different sales that our friends put on over the years, and we're extremely excited about that.
So you're going to have all 7 breeds represented. Give us some of the highlights of some of the cattle that we'll be selling.
We're very fortunate to be offering some very, very highlighted names in the show industry. The people that we've been to on the farms have opened the doors for us and allowed us to select some very, very well-known named animals that have done very well in the show ring. So starting off with our Holsteins, we are very excited to be offering a Lambda Direct daughter out of Caught Your Eye. We're also offering a drop box spring calf, which is out of Eyes on You, which is a Max Ford daughter, Summerfest daughter of Caught Your Eye. We'll be also offering Eye Candy out of Sidekick Lady, who is a maternal sister to Lambda Loveless, who did very well in the show ring last year. We have the direct daughter of McCutcheon Adler. Everyone knows McCutcheon Adler, who's done very well in the show ring, the 96-point McCutcheon. We have a Lambda Direct December calf from Gold Tip Darby. Darby, another cow that's done very well in the show ring. We have an alligator fall calf from Black Velvet. We are offering a granddaughter of Shakira. And we are also offering first choice of December females from the one and only Underground Adeline, who's done very well in the show ring as well. Red and White Holsteins will be offering a direct daughter of Tequila, which would be a full sister to Milk Source Tantrum, who's done very well in the show ring, from our good friends Dan Ryder and Go Show Cattle Co. in Whitewater, Wisconsin. We'll be offering the Reserve All-American Red and White Winter Calf from Ben and Jennifer Wallace and Steve McDonald. We'll be offering a Red Spring Yearling, which is a granddaughter of Shino Durham Arrow, who's been the grand champion cow in 2016 at Expo. We will also be offering first choice females from the OCD Jordy Lion King, and everyone knows how those daughters have done in the show industry. An Altitude Direct daughter out of Absolute Fanny, who's been grand champion at World Dairy Expo in 2017. We'll be also offering in the red and white breed a granddaughter out of Flowerbrook Avalanche Coral, who has done very well in the show ring, that we have had the fortune enough to be able to work with. We bought her as a fall calf from our good friend Andy Stewie in Minnesota, and was fortunate enough to sell her at World Dairy Expo as a milking yearling to Joe Price and Jessica McIsaac, who then on sold her to Golden Oaks, which I had the fortunate opportunity to work at Golden Oaks with Lucas and Ethan Heinzman and work with her as well. In the Jersey breed, we'll be offering a direct daughter, a Kid Rock daughter out of VIP Eloise. We'll be offering 2 live offspring, a Kid Rock winter calf and a Victoria spring calf out of the one and only Comet, who goes back to Veronica. We'll be offering Colton Fancy, who was the 3rd place spring calf at Louisville last year. We'll be also offering Kid Rock Philly, who was the 4th place December calf at Louisville last year. We'll be offering first choice of 17 June calves from the one and only Schulte brothers. We'll be offering an Askin March calf out of the one and only Finney, who was first place junior 2 at the Royal Winter Fair last year. And we'll be also offering a direct daughter out of the one and only Tequila Shot, who is no longer with us, and a granddaughter out of Spritz. And everyone knows how Spritz have done it and seen the very high-class, high-style daughters that have been selling in the Vieira sales this year. In the Ayrshire breed, we'll be selling a direct daughter out of Mojo. We'll be selling a direct daughter out of the one and only Ginger. Ginger, a cow that's done very well in the show industry. We are very fortunate enough to have the Ginger calf live at our place and boarded here. It has done very, very well and keeps getting better every day when we see her. We'll be offering a direct daughter out of Dreamer. And we'll be also offering embryos out of Gentleman Joy, who was a 2-time reserve pairing champion cow at the Royal Winter Fair. And we're offering a live daughter out of Kingsire Willow, who was unanimous All-American Senior 2 last year for Pierre Boulet. In the Brown Swiss breed, we'll be offering an IVF session out of Jitterbug. Everyone knows how the Jitterbug daughters have done on the show ring, and we're very fortunate that Rick Kruse, who lives right up the road from us, gave us the opportunity to have an IVF session out of her for our sale. We'll be selling a Rasta spring yearling out of Walt, which would be a full sister to Rasta Westland, who was junior champion at Expo last year. We'll be offering a famous out of Waltz from Dan Seeger and Austin Knapp, who is be a senior 2 for this year. And from what I've heard, she is a very, very correct and very well cow that'll do a lot of damage down the road. There'll be a Diego out of Powder Keg Trust Me, the All-American Senior 3 in 2020, who is a daughter out of the one and only Total Trustee, who is an honorable mention All-American age cow in 2019. We'll be offering first choice of all March calves off of the Triangle Acres farm. We're pretty excited about that opportunity. Thank you, Becky Court, for that tremendous offer. And we'll be also offering 4 IVF embryos timeouts out of Fanta, which will be the same mating as full brother to Fanta was first choice at New Generation Sires. So we're pretty excited that Brown Haven gave us that consignment as well. In the Guernsey breed, we'll be offering first choice females out of Mentor Joyce from Spring Hill. We'll be offering a direct daughter out of Uno, last year's grand champion cow at World Dairy Expo. We'll be offering a direct daughter out of Teacup. We'll be offering embryos out of the one and only Diva, the 96-point Yogi Bear from Brian and Christy Dinderman. We'll be also offering our IVF embryos out of Crimson from Wapsiana from Doug Fairbanks. And we'll be also offering a daughter out of Clementine from Kevin Hartman, which we're pretty excited about. Caleb and I have had the fortune enough to help Kevin Hartman at a few shows, and we've always loved that Clementine and the whole entire C family. And we're very fortunate to have 2 lots from that awesome family. And the Milk and Shorthorns, our last breed here, we'll be offering a direct daughter out of Loretta, who was a reserve grand champion cow at Expo last year. And we'll be also offering a spring calf Cyride out of Lala, who was reserve grand champion at Expo as well. And we'll also be offering a maternal sister to Reason from Matt Hinkes. That is a very exceptional calf. I think will do a lot of damage down the road. So we're pretty excited about the lots that we have to offer here. And we hope to have everyone come to the sale and think the same as the animals that we thought they were when we went out and selected them.
Carter, can you kind of give us an overview of the schedule? It sounds like we're going to do more than just sell cattle.
Yeah, so like my oldest brother Kaleb said, we'll be putting on a clinic for kids for the showmanship side of it, and that should be able to help them out quite a bit, in my opinion. I know when we were young, we didn't know too much about the showing, and very honored that we are able to learn the trick of the trade a little more over the years as we progress.
We'll also be having an open house at our home farm here. We'll be also having a genomics sale on Friday night. We're a little more into just showing and genomics side of it. As you can tell, we dabble in a little bit in everything. That's just pretty cool in my opinion. And then on Saturday, the day of the sale, we will be having, like I said, Katie Coyne. She'll be helping with the showman side of it, and then also the nutrition side of it for the youth members of the industry. And we'll be also selling embryos and IVF sessions, like my brother Cole said, during the day of the sale. And on Sunday, we'll be having another open house, also show people that came a little bit later to see what we also have to offer on the farm.
The sale is going to be at the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Manchester.
Yep.
Is there? Okay. And that's where the show clinic is going to be. Okay, Katie loves to do those, and she's a valuable resource for that. So at the farm, people are going to be able to come out during a specific time for the open house on Friday. Is that right?
Also be having a live band, and we'll also have a meal and stuff like that the night before the sale, the night of the genomics sale, and that's what we hope to see everybody and get a little social in before, pre-sale basically, and also the genomics sale that night too. So our genomics sale, Melissa, we're going to go ahead and have that live too the night before we have the sale preview and before the band, I should say. So we're going to have that as a live, like every lot will sell absentee for that sale. Just be like a regular live auction, just no cattle. So.
Do you have a hotel headquarters that you guys are referring everybody to?
Yep. So there's multiple hotels within the area you can stay at. But the main one that we're staying at is the Cobblestone in Manchester. It's a brand new hotel that they built right off of Highway 20 in Manchester, Iowa.
What's the pizza place there in Manchester? Pizza Ranch?
Pizza Ranch. Yeah, Pizza Ranch. Yep.
I can vouch for Pizza Ranch. So, boys, are there any last-minute things that you want to tell your potential buyers?
What we want to do is just send an invitation out to everybody to come to the sale, and we have a bunch of nice things prepared for the youth within our dairy industry, so we're super excited about that. Like we've stated before, we just wish everybody come out, support the sale, and even if you don't support the sale, come and have a good time.
Thanks for listening to the DAT Extra podcast with Kaleb, Carter, and Cole Kruse of KCCK Genetics. Find the Springtime Showcase sale information when you click on their link in the featured sales list or on their banner ad. The genomics sale is May 3rd at 6 p.m. The type sale is May 4th at 10:30 a.m. at the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Manchester, Iowa. This is Melissa Hart. You can listen to what's on the agenda every single day of the week on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or on our Dairy Agenda Today YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.